The glass is wrong. I've been bartending at Jade Lotus for 3 years. 3 years of pouring drinks for men who don't see me, for couples who fight in whispers, for lonely souls nursing their wounds at the bottom of a tumbler. I know what a clean pull looks like. I know the way light moves through good whiskey, the way ice settles in a glass that holds nothing but alcohol and someone's quiet desperation to forget. This glass is different. I notice at the moment Minho, the other bartender, the one who's been here longer than anyone, the one who never looks me in the eye, sets it on his tray. His hands are shaking. Minho's hands never shake. He's 63 years old and has been pouring drinks since before I was born. I've seen him handle a full bar on New Year's Eve without breaking a sweat. I've seen him cut off men twice his size with nothing but a look and a few quiet words in Korean. But right now, his hands are trembling, and he's carrying that glass toward the man at the end of the bar. I shouldn't be watching. I have my own customers. A group of college kids celebrating someone's 21st birthday. A couple on what looks like a disastrous first date. A woman in a business suit who's been staring at her phone and sighing for the past hour. But something pulls my attention back to Minho. To that glass. To the man who's about to drink it. He's sitting alone in the corner booth, the one with the view of both entrances. I noticed that when he walked in an hour ago. Most people don't think about sight lines when they choose where to sit. They think about comfort, about proximity to the bar, about whether they can see the TV. This man thought about exits. His Korean, early 30s, maybe. Sharp jawline, dark hair pushed back from his face, the kind of bone structure that makes you look twice even when you're trying not to. He's wearing a black coat over a white shirt. No tie. The collar open just enough to show the edge of something dark at his throat. A tattoo, maybe. I can't tell from here. What I can tell is that he's been watching the room the same way I've been watching him. Careful. Alight. Like he's waiting for something to happen and he wants to see it coming. Minho reaches his booth, sets down the glass, says something I can't hear. The man nods without looking up from his phone. And Minho walks away with his shoulders hunched, his head down, his footsteps just a little too fast. That's when I know. I don't know what's in that glass. I don't know who this man is or why someone would want to hurt him. I don't know anything except that Minho is scared. And Minho is never scared. And that glass is sitting in front of a stranger who has no idea what he's about to drink. I have maybe 30 seconds. The smart thing to do would be nothing. Mind my own business. Keep my head down. Finish my shift. Collect my tips, go home to my empty apartment and pretend I didn't see anything. That's what a smart person would do. But I've never been smart. Not about things like this. My mother used to say I had a hero complex. She meant it as a criticism, the way she meant most things about me as criticism. Sasha, you can't save everyone. Sasha, stop bringing home strays. Sasha, the world is going to eat you alive if you don't learn to look the other way. She was probably right. She usually was. But she's been gone for 4 years now, and I still haven't learned. I grab a cocktail napkin from the stack by the register. My hands are steady even though my heart is pounding so hard I can feel it in my throat. I pull the pen from behind my A, the one I use to write down complicated orders, and I write 3 words. Don't drink this. Then I add 1 more. Leave. I fold the napkin once. Twice. Small enough to palm. Small enough to pass without anyone noticing. And then I do something that's either very brave or very stupid. I walk toward his booth. My legs feel like they belong to someone else. Every step takes a year. I'm aware of everything. The music playing low through the speakers. Some old Korean ballad I don't recognize. The clink of glasses behind me. The way Minho has positioned himself at the far end of the bar, watching, always watching. The way the man in the booth still hasn't touched his drink. He looks up when I reach him. His eyes are dark. Not just brown, but deep, like there's something behind them that goes down forever. For a moment, I forget how to speak. I forget how to breathe. I just stand there, cocktail napkin hidden in my palm, staring at a stranger who's staring right back at me like he can see through my skin to everything underneath. Can I get you anything else? My voice doesn't shake. Small miracle. Some water, maybe? Appetizers. He tilts his head slightly. Curious. No. One word. That's all. But the way he says it, the way his voice wraps around that single syllable, low and smooth and accented in a way that makes my stomach flip. I've heard plenty of men speak. I've never heard anyone make one word sound like that. I glance at the glass. He follows my gaze. Is there a problem with my drink? Yes. Good. Yes. Someone is trying to hurt you and I don't know why, but I know it's true and you need to leave right now. No problem, I say. I reach for the glass, casual, like I'm just going to adjust its position on the table. Let me just. My hand brushes his as I slide the napkin beneath his palm. The contact lasts less than a second, but I feel it everywhere. A shock of warmth, a current that runs up my arm and settles somewhere in my chest. His skin is smooth, his fingers long and elegant, and for one insane moment I think about what it would feel like to have those fingers touch me on purpose. Then the moment breaks. His expression doesn't change, not even a flicker, but his hand closes over the napkin, and I know he understands. Thank you, he says, for your service. The words are polite, generic, but underneath them, I hear something else. A question, a warning, a promise I don't understand yet. I nod and walk away. My back feels exposed, like there's a target painted between my shoulder blades. I make it to the bar and grip the edge of the counter to keep myself from shaking. I don't look back. I don't dare. In my peripheral vision, I see him unfold the napkin, read it, fold it again, and then, without touching the glass, he stands. He leaves money on the table. Too much money, probably 3 times what his untouched drink cost. He adjusts his coat, buttons it slowly, deliberately, like a man who has all the time in the world. Then he walks toward the door. He's going to leave. He's going to walk out of this bar and out of my life, and I'm going to spend the rest of my shift wondering what the hell just happened. That's fine. That's good. That's exactly what I want. Except he doesn't walk out. He stops at the bar, right in front of me. What time do you finish? He asks. My mouth goes dry. Excuse me. Your shift. His eyes hold mine, unblinking, unreadable. What time does it end? I should lie. I should tell him I work until 4 in the morning. I should tell him I have a boyfriend, a big one, who picks me up every night. I should tell him anything except the truth. 2, I hear myself say. I finish at 2. He nods once, reaches into his pocket, pulls out a card and sets it on the bar between us. I'll have a car waiting. I stay at the card. It's black. Matt. No name. No title. Just a phone number embossed in silver. I don't even know who you are, I say. Something shifts in his expression. Almost a smile, but not quite. Something sadder. Something that makes my chest ache for reasons I don't understand. You saved my life tonight, he says. The least I can do is make sure you get home safely. Then he walks out. The door closes behind him, and the bar keeps going like nothing happened. The college kids are still laughing. The bad date is still dying a slow death. The woman in the business suit has finally put down her phone and is now crying quietly into her wine. Nobody noticed. Nobody saw. But Minho did. He's staring at me from the other end of the bar, and the look on his face isn't fear anymore. It's something worse. It's pity. I should throw the card away. I should forget this ever happened. I should finish my shift, take the bus home like I always do, and chalk this up to one weird night in a city full of weird nights. But I don't throw the card away. I slide it into my apron pocket, right next to the tips I've collected in the pen I used to write those 4 words that just changed my life. Don't drink this. Leave. I had no idea that saving him would mean I could never leave again. The next 2 hours are the longest of my life. Every time the door opens, my heart stops. Every time someone walks toward the bar, I flinch. Minho won't look at me. Not once. He moves around me like I'm not there, like I've already disappeared, like I'm a ghost that just hasn't figured out it's dead yet. At midnight, the owner comes out of the back office. Mr. Park is a small man, quiet, the kind of person you'd never look at twice on the street. He's run Jade Lotus for 20 years. He's survived 3 recessions, 2 pandemics, and a fire that nearly burned the whole place down. He survives because he knows things, because he sees things, because he understands that in Koreatown, some questions are better left unasked and some customers are better left unremembered. Tonight, he looks at me the same way Minho did, like I'm already gone. Sasha, he says, just my name, nothing else. Mr. Park. He gestures toward the back. A word. I follow him to his office. It's small, cramped, filled with receipts and old photographs and a calendar from 2019 that nobody ever bothered to replace. He closes the door behind us and doesn't sit down. You know who that was, he says. It's not a question. No. The truth. I don't. Mr. Park sighs. He looks older than I've ever seen him, tired in a way that sleep won't fix. His name is Joon Kang, he says. He runs the Kang family. I wait for more. There has to be more. But Mr. Park just looks at me like that should be enough. I don't know what that means, I admit. It means, he says slowly, that you just involved yourself in something you cannot understand. The Kang family they are not businessmen, Sasha. They are not politicians. They are not the kind of people who forget when someone does them a favor. I just gave him a note. You saved his life. Mr. Park cuts me off. Minho has worked for the Seo family for 15 years. They paid him to do what he did tonight. If you hadn't warned Kang, he would be in a hospital right now. Or worse. The room tilts. I grab the edge of his desk to steady myself. Minho was trying to hurt him. Minho was following orders. Mr. Park's voice is flat, without judgment. That's what people do in this world. They follow orders. They don't ask questions. They don't interfere. But you interfered. He meets my eyes. And now you belong to Joon Kang. The word hits me like a slap. Belong. Like I'm property. Like I'm something that can be owned. I don't belong to anyone, I say. My voice is harder than I feel. I just told a stranger not to drink something that looked wrong. That's all. It doesn't mean. It means everything. Mr. Park's voice is gentle now, almost fatherly. In his world, a debt is a debt. You gave him his life. He will spend his protecting yours, whether you want him to or not. I think about the card in my apron pocket. The car he said would be waiting. The way he looked at me like he could see straight through to my bones. What do? I whisper. Mr. Park is quiet for a long moment. Then he reaches into his desk drawer and pulls out an envelope. Thick, heavy. He sets it in front of me. Your final paycheck, he says. Plus 3 months severance. You were a good employee, Sasha. I'm sorry it has to end this way. I stare at the envelope. You're firing me. I'm letting you go. The distinction matters to him. I can tell. The Seo family knows what you did. If you come back here, they'll find you. If you go home to your apartment, they'll find you there too. The words don't make sense. They are English. I understand each one individually, but strung together they sound like a different language. A language I never learned. A language I never wanted to know. So what am I supposed to do? My voice cracks. Just dissipate? I have a life here. I have. What? What do I have? A studio apartment with a leak in the ceiling that the landlord refuses to fix. A cat named Beans who I found in a dumpster behind the bar 2 years ago. A mother who's dead and a father who left before I was born, and a string of relationships that never lasted more than a few months because I have commitment issues, according to the last guy who walked out. I have nothing. I have no one. And now I don't even have a job. Go to him, Mr. Park says. Get in the car he sends. Let him protect you until this blows over. And if it doesn't blow over? He doesn't answer. He doesn't have to. I take the envelope. I take off my apron, fold it neatly, set it on his desk. I take one last look around the office, at the stained ceiling tiles and the humming refrigerator and the photograph of Mr. Park's wife, who passed away before I started working here. Thank you, I say, for everything. Mr. Park nods. His eyes are wet, but he doesn't let the tears fall. Be careful, Sasha. Men like Joon Kang, they are not gentle. They do not love softly. If you let him into your heart, he will consume it entirely. There will be nothing left for anyone else. I think about the way Joon looked at me, the weight of his gaze, the way my skin still tingles where his hand brushed mine. Maybe that's okay, I say quietly. Maybe I don't have anything left to give anyway. I walk out of the office, out of the bar, into the night. The car is already waiting. It's black. Of course it's black. A Mercedes, sleek and silent, idling at the curb like it's been there for hours, like it knew exactly when I would walk out. The back door opens as I approach. No one gets out. No one speaks. Just an open door and a dark interior and a choice I'm not sure I'm ready to make. I could run. The thought crosses my mind, quick and desperate. I could turn around, hail a cab, go somewhere, anywhere. I still have the envelope Mr. Park gave me. That's enough for a bus ticket, a plane ticket, a one-way trip to somewhere far away where the Seo family and the Kang family and all of Koreatown's secrets can't touch me. But where would I go? Who would I go to? Nobody. Nowhere. Nothing. I get in the car. The interior is leather. Soft, butter-smooth leather that smells like money. There's a partition between me and the driver, tinted so dark I can't see anything but a silhouette. Miss Brooks? The voice comes through a speaker. Male. Professional. Accented. But I can't place it. Yes. Mr. Kang asked me to take you somewhere safe. The drive will be approximately 4 to 5 minutes. There's water in the compartment to your left, and a phone charger if you need it. I don't need water. I don't need a phone charger. What I need is answers. Where are we going? Mr. Kang will explain when you arrive. The car pulls away from the curb. Smooth. Silent. Like gliding through water instead of driving through streets. I watch Jade Lotus disappear in the rearview mirror. The neon sign. The familiar facade. 3 years of my life, shrinking into the distance until it's just a glow on the horizon. Then it's gone. I lean my head against the window and close my eyes. I don't sleep. I don't think I'll ever sleep again. But I let my mind go quiet, just for a moment. I let myself float in the space between who I was an hour ago and whoever I'm about to become. The city changes outside my window. The dense streets of Koreatown give way to wider roads, then to winding hills, then to gates and walls and houses so big they look like hotels. We're in the Hollywood Hills now, maybe higher. The kind of neighborhood where people have security systems that cost more than my annual salary. The car slows, stops. A gate opens ahead of us, wrought iron and at least 12 feet tall. We pull through and the gate closes behind us with a finality that makes my chest tight. The driveway is long, lined with trees I don't recognize. At the end of it sits a house that doesn't look real. Modern, angular, all glass and steel and sharp edges, perched on the hillside like a falcon surveying its territory. The car stops. The door opens. And there he is. Joon Kang is standing at the entrance, hands in his pockets, coat gone now, just the white shirt and the dark tattoo visible at his throat. He looks different here, less contained, more dangerous, somehow, even though he's perfectly still. I step out of the car. The night air is cold, thin at this altitude. I wrap my arms around myself and walk toward him because there's nothing else to do. There's nowhere else to go. He watches me approach. Doesn't speak. Doesn't move. Just watches, like he's cataloging every step, every breath, every beat of my terrified heart. You came, he says when I'm close enough. Did I have a choice? Something flickers in his expression. You always have a choice. Mr. Park said the Seo family is looking for me. He said they know what I did. That if I went home, they'd find me. Joon nods slowly. He's not wrong. So I didn't really have a choice, did I? He considers this. The silence stretches. Up hey, I can see the whole city spread out below us. Millions of lights. Millions of lives. None of them know I'm here. None of them would care if they did. Come inside, Joon says finally. You must be hungry. We'll talk, and then you can decide what you want to do. What I want to do? I laugh. It sounds wrong. Hello. I don't even know what's happening. An hour ago, I was pouring drinks. Now I'm at some mansion in the hills with a man I've never met, being told my life is in danger because I did the right thing. You did do the right thing. His voice is quiet. Most people wouldn't have. Most people would have looked away. Maybe most people are smarter than me. Maybe. The corner of his mouth twitches, almost a smile. Or maybe you're the only real person I've met in a very long time. He turns and walks toward the house. The door is already open. Warm light spills out onto the steps. I follow him inside. The inside of Joon's house is nothing like I expected. I don't know what I expected, exactly. Something cold, maybe. Clinical. The kind of sterile luxury you see in magazines. All white surfaces and uncomfortable furniture and art that nobody actually likes but everyone pretends to understand. This isn't that. The floors are warm wood, dark and polished but worn in places, like people actually walk on them. The walls are lined with bookshelves. Real books, not decorative spines bought by the yard. There's a fireplace in the living room, already lit, crackling softly. The furniture looks comfortable, lived in. There's even a blanket thrown over the back of the couch, slightly rumpled, like someone was sitting there not long ago. It looks like a home. That throws me more than anything else. This way, Joon says, leading me through the living room toward a kitchen that opens onto a dining area. Floor-to-ceiling windows look out over the city. From here, Los Angeles looks almost peaceful. A sea of lights instead of a sprawl of traffic and smog and broken dreams. Sit, he says, pulling out a chair at the kitchen island. I'll make tea. I sit because my legs are shaking and I don't trust them to hold me up much longer. I watch him move around the kitchen, opening cabinets, filling a kettle, pulling out cups. His movements are efficient but unhurried, like he has all the time in the world. Like there isn't a crime family out there looking for me right now. You're very calm, I say. He glances at me over his shoulder. Should I not be? Someone just tried to poison you, or drug you, or whatever was in that glass. And now you're making tea. The tea is for you. He sets the kettle on the stove. You look like you need it. I probably do. I probably look like hell. My uniform still smells like the bar. All spilled beer and old smoke and the faint sweetness of the cheap cocktails were served to tourists who don't know any better. My hair is coming loose from its ponytail. My hands are still trembling. What was in the glass? I ask. Joon leans against the counter, arms crossed. The position pulls his shirt tight across his shoulders. I try not to notice. I fail. My people are analyzing it now, he says. But based on Minho's involvement, I would guess something from the Seo family's usual repertoire. They favor substances that cause cardiac arrest. Hard to trace, easy to dismiss as natural causes. He says it so casually, like he's talking about the weather. Like someone trying to stop his heart is just another Tuesday. How are you not terrified? I ask. I am. He meets my eyes. But terror doesn't help me think. And right now, I need to think. About what? About you. The kettle starts to whistle. He turns, pours water into 2 cups, adds tea leaves. The scent of jasmine fills the kitchen. It's soothing, familiar. My grandmother used to drink jasmine tea every morning. She said it helped her remember who she was. I could use some help with that right now. Joon sets a cup in front of me, sits down across the island, his own cup cradled in his hands. Up close, in the soft kitchen light, I can see details I missed at the bar. The faint shadows under his eyes. The small scar at the corner of his left eyebrow. The way his jaw tightens when he's thinking, like he's holding back words he's not ready to say. You know my name, he says. Mr. Park told you. Joon Kang. He nods. And you're Sasha Brooks, 27 years old. Born in Oakland, moved to LA 6 years ago. Studied nursing for 2 years before dropping out. No criminal record. No living family except an aunt in Sacramento you haven't spoken to in 3 years. I stare at him. How do you know all that? I had 4 to 5 minutes while you were driving here. My people are thorough. Your people. I wrap my hands around the teacup, letting the warmth seep into my cold fingers. What does that mean? Exactly. What do you do? Who are you? Joon is quiet for a long moment. He lifts his cup, takes a slow sip, sets it down again. His eyes never leave mine. I run an organization, he says carefully, a family business. We have interests in several industries, some legitimate, some less so. We provide services to people who need them and protection to those who deserve it. That's a very pretty way of saying yo in the Mafia. He doesn't flinch, doesn't deny it, just looks at me with those dark, depthless eyes. If that's the word you want to use. Is there another word? Many. He sets down his cup, but none of them would make you less afraid, so we might as well use the one you understand. I should be running. I should be screaming. I should be doing anything other than sitting here drinking tea with a self-admitted criminal who just confirmed that yes, he is exactly as dangerous as I suspected. But I don't run. I don't scream. I just sit there, tea cooling in my hands, watching him watch me. Why did you help me? He asks. The question catches me off guard. What? At the bar. You didn't know me. You didn't know what was in that glass. You didn't know who Minho worked for or what would happen to you if you got involved. He leans forward slightly. So why did you do it? I think about the question. Really think about it. The easy answer is that I'm stupid, reckless, pathologically incapable of minding my own business. All the things my mother used to accuse me of. But that's not the whole truth. You looked sad, I say finally. Joon blinks. Whatever answer he was expecting, that wasn't it. Sad. When you came into the bar, before you sat down, before you ordered, before any of it, there was this moment when you were just standing there, looking around, and you looked so. I struggle to find the right word. Lonely. Like you were surrounded by people but completely alone. Like you hadn't been seen in a very long time. He doesn't respond. His expression doesn't change. But something shifts behind his eyes. Something raw. Something quickly suppressed. I know that feeling, I continue. I know what it's like to be in a crowded room and feel like a ghost. And I guess when I saw that glass, when I saw Minho's hand shaking, I thought, I don't know. I thought you'd already had enough pain. You didn't need more. The kitchen is silent except for the crackle of the fireplace in the other room. The city glitters below us. The tea has stopped steaming. You don't know me, Joon says quietly. You don't know what I've done. The people I've hurt. The choices I've made. No, I agree. I don't. If you did, you might not have saved me. Maybe. I meet his eyes. But I didn't save you because of who you are. I saved you because of who I am. And I don't regret it. Something passes across his face. An emotion I can't name. He looks away, toward the window, toward the city spread out below us like a promise or threat. You should regret it, he says. Your life will never be the same. Because of what you did, because of this one moment of kindness, you are now part of a world you never asked to join. I know. Do you? He turns back to me. The Seo family will not stop looking for you. You embarrassed them. You cost them an opportunity they spent months preparing for. In their eyes, you are a loose end. And they do not leave loose ends. So what am I supposed to do? Hide for the rest of my life? No. He shakes his head slowly. You stay with me, under my protection, until this is resolved. And how long will that take? I don't know. Weeks, months, maybe longer. I laugh. I can't help it. The absurdity of the situation is finally hitting me. 12 hours ago, my biggest problem was whether I could make rent this month. Now, I'm being told I need to live with a Mafia boss for an indefinite period of time because I wrote 4 words on a cocktail napkin. This is insane, I say. You know that, right? This is completely, absolutely insane. Yes. Joon's voice is soft. It is. I can't just move in with you. I have a life. I have a cat. I have. Your cat is being brought here as we speak. I stop. What? Beans. Orange tabby. Found behind Jade Lotus approximately 2 years ago. My people are retrieving him along with your essential belongings. How do you? I shake my head. You know what? Never mind. Of course you know about my cat. You probably know what I had for breakfast. You skipped breakfast. You usually do. Your first meal is typically around 2 in the afternoon, when you wake up before your shift. I stare at him. That's creepy. That's thorough. He almost smiles. Almost. I don't apologize for being careful, Sasha. Carefulness is why I'm still alive. And yet someone almost poisoned you tonight. The almost smile disappears. Yes, they did. How? If you're so careful, how did that happen? Joon is quiet for a long moment. He picks up his tea, takes a sip that's probably cold by now, sets it down again. Because I trusted someone I shouldn't have, he says finally. Someone close to me. Someone I thought was loyal. Who? That's what I intend to find out. There's something in his voice. Something cold. Something that makes me shiver despite the warmth of the kitchen. What will you do to them? I ask. When you find out. He looks at me. Really looks at me. And in that moment, I see it. The thing that everyone else sees when they look at Joon Kang. The thing that makes grown men step aside when he walks into a room. The thing that makes his enemies afraid to speak his name. He's not just a businessman. He's not just a criminal. He's something else entirely. Something ancient and patient and utterly without mercy. You don't want to know, he says. He's right. I don't. But that doesn't stop me from wondering. I fall asleep sometime after 3 in the morning. Joon shows me to a guest room on the 2nd floor. It's bigger than my entire apartment. The bed is enormous, piled with pillows and blankets that probably cost more than my car. The bathroom has a tub deep enough to swim in and a shower with more heads than I can count. There are clothes in the closet, Joon says from the doorway. They should fit. My assistant estimated your size. Your assistant estimated my size, I repeat flatly. She's very good at her job. I want to argue. I want to tell him that this is invasive, that he can't just have people going through my apartment and guessing my measurements and buying me clothes like I'm some kind of doll he's dressing up. But I'm exhausted. Bone deep exhausted. The kind of tired that makes everything feel soft and far away, like I'm watching my life through a fogged window. Fine, I say. Whatever. Joon hesitates in the doorway. Sasha. What? I know this isn't what you wanted. I know you're scared and confused and angry. You have every right to be. He pauses. But I need you to know something. What? You're safe here. Whatever else happens, whatever else you learn about me and my world, that will always be true. You are safe under my roof. I look at him. This man I've known for less than 12 hours. This stranger who somehow knows everything about me. This criminal who makes tea and keeps books and has a blanket thrown over his couch like a normal person. Why do you care? I ask. You don't know me. You don't owe me anything. I just wrote a note. You saved my life. And you could have just sent me some money. Had your people relocate me somewhere far away. You didn't have to bring me here. into your home, into your life. He doesn't answer right away. His jaw works. His hands flex at his sides. Whatever he's thinking, whatever he's feeling, he's fighting to keep it contained. No, he finally says. I didn't have to. Then why did you? The question hangs between us. Heavy, charged. I can feel it in the air. This tension that shouldn't exist between two people who just met. This pull that defies logic or reason. Because you saw me, he says quietly, in the bar. When you looked at me, you didn't see what everyone else sees. You didn't see the name or the reputation or the fear. You saw something else. What? A man who was lonely. His voice drops even lower. A man who had been alone for so long he'd forgotten what it felt like to be seen. My heart is pounding again. Not from fear this time. From something else. Something I don't have a name for yet. Get some sleep, Joon says. We'll talk more in the morning. He steps back, pulls the door closed, and I'm alone in this enormous room in this enormous house, surrounded by expensive things and impossible situations. I should be terrified. I should be planning my escape. I should be doing anything other than standing here thinking about the way he looked at me, the way his voice sounded when he said I saw him. But instead, I just walk to the bed, kick off my shoes, climb under the covers without changing out of my bar uniform, and for the first time in years, I fall asleep without dreaming of all the ways my life has gone wrong. Morning comes too fast. I wake to sunlight streaming through curtains I don't remember closing. The bed is softer than anything I've ever slept on. For a moment, I forget where I am. I think I'm home, in my cramped apartment, late for a shift I no longer have. Then I remember. The glass. The note. The car. The house on the hill. Joon. I sit up slowly. My head feels heavy. My mouth tastes like jasmine tea and regret. I'm still wearing last night's clothes, wrinkled and stale. There's a knock at the door. Yes. It opens. A woman steps in, carrying a tray. She's Korean, probably in her 50s, with silver-streaked hair pulled back in a neat bun. Her expression is pleasant but unreadable. Good morning, Miss Brooks. Mr. Kang asked me to bring you breakfast. She sets the tray on the bedside table. Coffee, toast, fruit, scrambled eggs. Simple. Perfect. My stomach growls before I can stop it. Thank you, I say. What's your name? Mrs. Cho. I manage the household. She straightens, hands folded in front of her. Mr. Kang is in his office when you're ready. Down the stairs, second door on the left. Take your time. She leaves before I can ask anything else. I eat because my body demands it, not because I have any appetite. The food is good, better than good. The coffee is strong and hot and exactly what I need. After I eat, I shower. The bathroom is ridiculous. More ridiculous than I realized last night. There are products I don't recognize, brands I've never heard of. I use the shampoo and it smells like something expensive. Flowers and money and the kind of life I've never had. The closet, as promised, is full of clothes. My size, not my style. Everything is too nice, too polished, but they fit. I pull on black pants and a soft gray sweater that feels like it's made of clouds. Then I go find Joon. His office is exactly where Mrs. Cho said it would be. The door is half open. I knock anyway. Come in. He's behind a desk. Laptop open. Papers spread out. Phone pressed to his ear. He holds up one finger as I enter. Wait. I wait. The office is like the rest of the house. Warm. Lived in. Bookshelves line every wall. There's a chess set on a side table, mid-game. A photograph on the desk that I can't quite see from this angle. Joon finishes his call. Sets down the phone. Looks at me. You slept well. Better than I expected. Good. He gestures to a chair across from his desk. Sit. We have things to discuss. I sit. The chair is leather, worn soft from use. Someone has sat here many times before. I wonder who. I wonder if they're still alive. First, Joon says, "Your cat arrived safely. He's been set up in a room downstairs. Mrs. Cho has already fed him." Thank you. The words feel inadequate. I know that was above and beyond. He was easy to transport. Apparently he's very friendly with strangers. Beans loves everyone. I manage a small smile. No survival instinct whatsoever. Sounds familiar. I look up. Joon is watching me with that same intensity from last night. That weight. That focus. Like I'm the only thing in the world worth looking at. "We need to talk about what happens now," he says. "Okay. The Seo family knows your name, your face, your connection to me." He pauses. "They also know about your mother." My heart stops. My mother. She died 4 years ago. Heart failure. You were with her when it happened. How do you? I shake my head. Why does that matter? It matters because grief is leverage, and the Seo family has no problem using leverage. His voice is gentle but firm. They will dig into every part of your life, every weakness, every wound. They will try to find something they can use against you, against me. I feel sick. The breakfast I just ate sits heavy in my stomach. What do they want? I ask. From you. I mean, why did they try to hurt you? Joon leans back in his chair. His eyes drift toward the window, toward the city below. Power, he says simply. Territory. Respect. The same things men have always wanted. The same things they've been willing to destroy each other over since the beginning of time. And you? What do you want? He looks at me. Something flickers across his face. Something raw. Peace, he says. I want peace. I don't know what to say to that. This man who runs a criminal empire, who has enemies trying to stop his heart, who lives in a fortress on a hill, he wants peace. It should sound like a lie. It doesn't. The situation is complicated. Joon continues. The Seo family has been our rivals for 3 generations. My grandfather fought their grandfather. My father fought their father. And now, he trails off. And now you're fighting them. I've been trying not to. For years, I've maintained a truce, an understanding. We stay out of their territory. They stay out of ours. Nobody has to get hurt. But something changed. Yes. His jaw tightens. Something changed. What? He doesn't answer right away. His fingers tap against the desk. A slow, rhythmic beat. Like his counting. Like his deciding how much to tell me. 3 months ago, he says finally, my sister got engaged. I blink. Your sister? Yuna. She's 24. She works in finance. She has nothing to do with the family business. His voice is soft. Protective. She met a man. A good man, I thought. They fell in love. They wanted to get married. And I found out he was working for the Seo family. He'd been sent to get close to her, to gather information, to find weaknesses they could exploit. My stomach drops. Oh God. I discovered the truth before he could do any real damage. The engagement ended. My sister was hurt, confused. She still doesn't know the full truth. I told her he wasn't who he seemed to be. I didn't tell her he was a spy sent to destroy us. I think about what that must have felt like. Finding out the person you love was lying from the beginning. Finding out your heart was just a weapon someone else wanted to use. I'm sorry, I say. That must have been horrible. It was. Joon's eyes meet mine, but it was also a declaration. The Seo family broke the truce. They made the first move, and now. He exhales slowly. Now we are at war. And I'm caught in the middle. Yes, you are. He doesn't apologize, doesn't soften it, just states the truth and lets it sit between us. I didn't want this for you, Sasha. I didn't want anyone else to get pulled into this fight. But you're here now. and I will do everything in my power to protect you. Why? The question comes out sharper than I intend. You keep saying that. You'll protect me. You'll keep me safe. But why? What do you get out of this? Joon is quiet for a long moment. His gaze drops to the desk, to the photograph I still can't see. 20 years ago, he says slowly, my mother was caught in a conflict like this one. Someone tried to use her against my father. She wasn't a fighter. She wasn't part of this world. She was just a woman who married a man she loved. I hold my breath. She didn't survive. Joon continues. My father, he never recovered. He spent the rest of his life trying to avenge her, trying to protect what was left. And when he died, he made me promise something. What? That I would never let an innocent person pay for the sins of this family. He looks up. His eyes are bright. Too bright. You are innocent, Sasha. You saw something wrong and you tried to make it right. That's not a sin. That's a gift. And I will not let anyone punish you for having a good heart. I feel tears prick at the corners of my eyes. I blink them back. I will not cry in front of this man. I will not. I don't know what to say, I whisper. You don't have to say anything. Joon's voice is steady. Calm. You just have to stay. Let me keep you safe. Let me fix this. And what am I supposed to do while you fix it? Just sit here? Wait. For now, yes. I know it's not ideal. I know you're used to working, to being independent. But until I can neutralize the immediate threat, you need to stay close. Close to you. Close to me. The words hang in the air, heavy with meaning, heavy with something neither of us is willing to name. Fine, I say finally. I'll stay, but I have conditions. Joon raises an eyebrow. Conditions. Feist, I'm not a prisoner. I want to be able to move around the house freely, talk to people, have some semblance of a normal life. Done. Second, you tell me what's happening. No secrets. No lies. If something changes, if the danger gets worse, I want to know. He hesitates, just for a moment, then nods. Agreed. Third, I take a breath. I want to help. Help. I can't just sit here doing nothing while people risk their lives because of something I did. If there's anything I can do, anything at all, I want to do it. Joon studies me. That intense, searching gaze. Like he's looking for something. Like he's not sure if he's found it yet. You're a bartender, he says finally. I was a nursing student before that. You dropped out. My mother got sick. I couldn't do both. I lift my chin, but I still remember everything I learned. Anatomy, physiology, wound care. I'm not useless. Something shifts in his expression. Respect, maybe, or something more. I never thought you were useless, he says quietly. I thought you were brave from the moment I saw you walking toward my table. I knew you were different. Different how? Most people look away. Most people don't want to get involved. But you walked straight toward danger to save a stranger. He leans forward. That's not something you can teach. That's not something you can fake. That's who you are. I don't know how to respond. No one has ever talked about me like that. Like I'm something special. Like I matter. I'll think about how you can help, Joon says. But for now, just settle in. Get to know the house. Get to know Mrs. Cho. She can tell you anything you need to know. What about you? What about me? Can I get to know you? The question surprises both of us. I see it in the way his eyes widen slightly, the way his breath catches, the way his mask slips, just for a second, before he pulls it back into place. I'm not an easy person to know, he says. Neither am I. We stare at each other across the desk. Two strangers thrown together by chance. Two people who should have nothing in common. Two worlds that should never have collided. And yet, we'll see, Joon says finally. We'll see. The first week passes slowly. I learn the rhythms of the house. Mrs. Cho wakes at 5 every morning and makes fresh rice porridge that she leaves on the stove for anyone who wants it. The security team changes shifts at 6, noon, 6, and midnight. Joon disappears into his office after breakfast and doesn't emerge until dinner, sometimes later. I learn other things too. The house has 17 rooms, not counting the bathrooms. There's a gym in the basement, a pool I haven't used, a garden on the roof that Mrs. Cho tends every afternoon. The bookshelves in the living room are organized by language. Korean on the left, English in the middle, everything else on the right. I learn that Beans has made himself at home. He's claimed a sunny spot by the kitchen window and refuses to move from it except for food and the occasional lap. Mrs. Cho pretends to disapprove of him, but I've caught her slipping him treats when she thinks no one is watching. I learn that I am not the only person living in this house. There are others. Staff, mostly. Mrs. Cho, of course. A driver named Sung who never speaks but nods politely whenever he sees me. A cook named Jin who makes the best food I've ever tasted and refuses to teach me any of his recipes. 2 housekeepers who come in the mornings and leave before lunch. And then there's Mina. Mina is Joon's assistant, the one who estimated my size and filled the closet with clothes I never asked for. She's young, maybe my age, with sharp eyes and sharper cheekbones. She dresses like she's about to walk into a board meeting even when she's just grabbing coffee from the kitchen. She doesn't like me. I can tell by the way she looks at me, the way her smile never quite reaches her eyes, the way she answers my questions with as few words as possible. Is Joon in his office? Yes. Do you know when he'll be free? No. Can you ask him if? He's busy. It's not hostility exactly. It's something else. Something I can't quite name. Like she's sizing me up. Like she's waiting for me to fail some test I don't know I'm taking. On my 8th day in the house, I decide to confront her. She's in the kitchen, scrolling through her phone, a cup of coffee cooling beside her. I pour myself a cup and sit down across from her. Can I ask you something? She looks up. Her expression is neutral. Carefully neutral. Of course. Did I do something to offend you? No. Then why do you hate me? The question catches her off guard. I see it in the slight widening of her eyes, the momentary freeze of her scrolling thumb. I don't hate you, she says slowly. You don't like me. I don't know you. Then get to know me. I take a sip of my coffee. It's too hot. I drink it anyway. I'm going to be here for a while, apparently. We might as well be civil. Mina studies me. Her gaze is appraising, calculating, like she's running numbers in her head and trying to figure out if I'm worth the investment. You want to know why I'm cold to you? She asks finally. Yes. Because you're a distraction. She sets down her phone. Joon has been planning this campaign against the Seo family for months. He's been careful, strategic, focused, and then you show up, and suddenly he's spending hours every day making sure you're comfortable, making sure you're safe, making sure you have everything you need. I didn't ask for that. No, but you're getting it anyway. She leans forward. Do you know what happens when a man like Joon loses focus? People die. His people. People who have been loyal to him for years. People who depend on him to make the right decisions. I feel the words like a punch to the gut. I'm not trying to distract him. It doesn't matter what you're trying to do. It matters what's happening. She picks up her coffee, takes a long sip. You saved his life. I respect that. But now you're in his house, in his head, and he's making decisions based on emotion instead of strategy. That's dangerous. You think I'm a liability. I think you're an unknown variable. Her eyes meet mine. And in our world, unknown variables get people killed. The kitchen is quiet. The refrigerator hums. Somewhere in the house, a door opens and closes. I understand, I say finally. Do you? You're protective of him. You've probably known him for years. You've seen him make mistakes. seen him recover from them. And now there's this random woman living in his house, and you don't know if she's going to help or hurt. Mina doesn't respond, but something in her expression shifts. Just slightly. I get it, I continue. If I were you, I'd feel the same way. But I'm not here to distract him or derail his plans. I'm here because I didn't have anywhere else to go. And as soon as this is over, as soon as I'm not a target anymore, I'll leave. I'll go back to my life and you'll never have to see me again. You really believe that? Believe what? That he'll let you leave. She laughs. It's not a cruel sound, but it's not kind either. Sasha, I've worked for Joon for 7 years. I've seen women come and go. Girlfriends, flings, arrangements. None of them lasted. None of them mattered. And he's never looked at any of them the way he looks at you. My heart stutters. What? You really don't see it? Mina shakes her head. The way he watches you. The way he asks about you every morning before he does anything else. The way he had Mrs. Cho rearrange the entire guest wing to make sure you had the room with the best view. That doesn't mean. It means everything. She stands, picking up her cup. Joon Kang does not waste time. He does not waste resources. And he definitely does not waste attention. If he's focused on you, it's because you matter to him. More than you should. More than is safe. She walks toward the door, then pauses. Be careful, she says without turning around. Not for your sake. For his. He's already lost too much. I don't want to watch him lose again. Then she's gone. I sit alone in the kitchen, coffee growing cold in my hands, thinking about what she said, about the way Joon looks at me, about what it might mean, about what I want it to mean. That night, I can't sleep. The bed is too soft. The room is too quiet. My brain won't stop spinning, replaying every conversation, every glance, every moment since I walked into Jade Lotus 8 days ago. At 2 in the morning, I give up. I pull on a robe over my pajamas and pad downstairs, hoping to find something to read or maybe raid the kitchen for a snack. What I find is Joon. He's in the living room, sitting on the couch, staring at the fireplace. There's no fire tonight, just darkness and the faint glow of the city lights through the windows. He looks up when I enter. Can't sleep. No. You. I don't sleep much. He gestures to the couch. Sit. Keep me company. I sit. Not too close, not too far. Close enough to see his face in the dim light. Far enough to pretend there's still distance between us. What are you doing down here? I ask. Thinking. About what? Everything. He leans back, head tilted toward the ceiling. The Seo family. The traitor in my organization. My sister. You. Me. You're a complication, Sasha Brooks. So I've been told. I pull my robe tighter. Mina thinks I'm distracting you. Mina is protective. She's scared. For you. Joon turns his head to look at me. In the darkness, his eyes are pools of ink. Fathomless. Beautiful. She should be scared, he says quietly. I'm making mistakes I never would have made before. Because of me. Because of how I feel about you. The words hang in the air. Heavy. Dangerous. Everything I've been afraid to think. Spoken out loud. Joon. I know. He holds up a hand. I know it's inappropriate. I know you're here because you have no choice. I know I'm supposed to be protecting you. Not feeling things. I know all of that. But I can't stop. His voice is rough, raw. Every time I try to focus on Wyke, I think about you. Every time I try to plan my next move against the Seo family, I think about what would happen if they got to you. Every time I close my eyes, I see you walking toward my table with that napkin in your hand. I was terrified, I whisper. I know. I could see it. Your hands were steady, but your eyes were scared. He shifts on the couch, turning to face me fully. But you did it anyway. You walked toward a stranger in a bar and decided to save his life, even though you were afraid. It was the right thing to do. Most people don't do the right thing. Most people look away. He reaches out, slowly, giving me time to pull back. His fingers brush my cheek, featherlight. You didn't look away. You looked right at me, and I've been trying to figure out why ever since. I should move. I should put distance between us. I should remember all the reasons this is a bad idea. I don't move. You were sad, I say again. The same thing I told him that first night. You looked like you needed someone to see you. And you saw me. I saw you. His hand cups my face, gentle, warm. His thumb traces the line of my cheekbone, and I feel it everywhere. In my chest, in my stomach, in the space between my heartbeats. I don't know how to do this, he admits. I don't know how to feel things without breaking them. Everyone I've ever cared about has ended up hurt because of me. I'm already hurt, I point out. I'm already in danger. How much worse can it get? Much worse. His jaw tightens. You don't understand what my enemies are capable of. What they would do to you just to get to me. Then tell me. Make me understand. I can't. He pulls his hand back. The loss of his touch feels like a wound. I can't tell you the things I've done. The things I've seen. If you knew, you would never look at me the same way. Try me. Sasha. I'm serious. I shift closer. Close enough to feel his warmth. Close enough to see the conflict in his eyes. You keep saying I don't understand. You keep saying I can't handle the truth. But you don't know what I can handle. You don't know what I've survived. He's quiet for a long moment. The house settles around us, creaking, breathing, alive in the way old houses are alive. What have you survived? He asks finally. And something in me breaks open. My father left when I was 3, I say. The words come out flat. Practiced. He was never really there to begin with. But when my mom got sick the first time, he decided he didn't want to deal with it. So he disappeared. No forwarding address. No child support. Nothing. Joon listens. Doesn't interrupt. Doesn't fill the silence with empty comfort. My mom raised me alone. She worked 2 jobs, sometimes 3. She never complained, never made me feel like a burden. But I knew how hard it was for her. I knew she was sacrificing everything just to keep us afloat. I take a breath. The memories are sharp tonight. Sharper than they've been in years. When I was 22, I got into nursing school. Full scholarship. It was everything I'd ever wanted. I was going to become a nurse, make good money, take care of my mom the way she'd always taken care of me. What happened? She got sick again. I laugh. It's a bitter sound. Cancer this time. Stage 3. The doctors said she had a chance if she got treatment right away. But the treatment was expensive, and she didn't have insurance. And my voice breaks. I hate that it breaks. I've told this story before. I should be able to tell it without falling apart. I dropped out. I continue. I got a job, then 2 jobs, then 3. I paid for her treatment. I sat with her through every chemo session. I held her hair back when she vomited and wiped her face when she was too weak to do it herself. Sasha. Joon's voice is soft, careful. She died anyway. The words are hollow, empty. 2 years of fighting. 2 years of hope. 2 years of thinking maybe this time it would be different. And then one morning she just didn't wake up. Her heart gave out. The doctors said she went peacefully. Like that's supposed to make it better. I realize I'm crying. I don't know when I started. The tears are hot on my cheeks, and I can't seem to stop them. After she died, I just existed. I couldn't go back to school. I couldn't afford it anymore, and I didn't have the energy anyway. So I got the job bartending. Jade Lotus wasn't much, but it was something. It was a reason to get up in the morning. And you've been there ever since. 3 years. I wipe my eyes with the sleeve of my robe. 3 years of pouring drinks for strangers and pretending I'm fine. 3 years of watching other people live their lives while I just wait. Wait for what? I don't know. I look at him. His face is blurred through my tears, but I can see the intensity in his eyes. The focus. The way he's looking at me like I'm the only thing in the world. I guess I was waiting for something to change. For something to happen. For some sign that my life wasn't just going to be this forever. And then you saved a stranger in a bar. And then I saved a stranger in a bar. I manage a watery smile. Look where that got me. Joon is quiet for a long moment. Then, slowly, he reaches for me again. This time he doesn't just touch my face. He pulls me toward him, wrapping his arms around me, holding me against his chest. I should resist. I should pull away. I should remember all the reasons this is dangerous. But I'm so tired of being strong. I'm so tired of holding everything together. I'm so tired of pretending I don't need anyone. So I let him hold me. I let myself sink into his warmth, his strength, his solidity. I let myself feel, for the first time in years, like maybe I don't have to carry everything alone. I'm sorry, he murmurs into my hair. I'm sorry for what you've been through. I'm sorry you had to survive alone. Everyone survives alone. No. His arms tighten. Not everyone. And not you. Not anymore. I don't know how long we stay like that. Minutes. Hours. Time stops meaning anything when you're being held by someone who makes you feel safe. Eventually, my tears dry. My breathing steadies. I become aware of other things. The beat of his heart against my cheek. The rise and fall of his chest. The way his hands stroke my back in slow, soothing circles. Joon, I whisper. What are we doing? He's quiet, his hands still on my back. I don't know, he admits. I've been asking myself the same thing. I pull back, just far enough to look at him. His face is close, so close I can see the individual lashes framing his eyes, the faint stubble along his jaw, the slight part of his lips. This is a bad idea, I say. Probably. You're dangerous. Very. And I search for the right word. Broken. I'm broken. You're not broken. His hand comes up to cup my face again. You're wounded. There's a difference. What's the difference? Broken things can't be fixed. Wounds can heal. His thumb traces my lower lip. Light. Teasing. Given time. Given care. Are you offering to care for me? Would you let me? The question hangs between us. Loaded. Electric. Everything in my head is screaming that this is wrong, that I should stop, that I should go back upstairs and pretend this never happened. But my head has been wrong about a lot of things. Maybe, I whisper, maybe I would. Joon's eyes darken. His breath catches. I can feel the tension in his body, the restraint, the effort it's taking him not to close the distance between us. You should go to bed, he says. His voice is strained. It's late. I know. If you stay here. He swallows. If you stay here, I don't know if I can keep being a gentleman. Maybe I don't want you to be a gentleman. The words are out before I can stop them, before I can think about what I'm saying. Joon's eyes flash. Something hot. Something hungry. His hand tightens on my face. Don't say things you don't mean, Sasha. I mean it. You don't know what you're asking for. Then show me. For a moment, nothing happens. We just stare at each other, two people on the edge of something irreversible. Then Joon moves. His mouth captures mine in a kiss that steals my breath. It's not gentle. It's not careful. It's hungry and desperate and everything I didn't know I needed. His hands are in my hair, on my waist, pulling me closer until there's no space between us. I can feel every inch of him, the hard planes of his chest, the strength of his arms, the heat of his body seeping through my thin robe. I kiss him back with everything I have. All the loneliness, all the fear, all the years of waiting for something, anything, to make me feel alive again. This is what I was waiting for. His mouth trails from my lips to my jaw, down my neck. His teeth graze my collarbone and I gasp, arching into him. Sasha. My name is a growl against my skin. Tell me to stop. No. Tell me this is wrong. It's wrong. I pull his mouth back to mine. I don't care. We kiss until I forget my own name, until the only thing that exists is his mouth and his hands and the fire burning between us. When he finally pulls back, we're both breathing hard. His eyes are wild. His hair is mussed. He looks like a man who's just lost a battle he didn't know he was fighting. We should slow down, he says. But he doesn't let go of me. Probably. This is complicated. I know. There are things you don't know about me. Things that might change how you feel. Then tell me. I cup his face in my hands. Tell me everything. Let me decide what I can handle. He looks at me for a long moment. Something shifts in his expression. Something vulnerable. Something afraid. Not tonight, he says finally. Tonight, let's just be. Tomorrow I'll tell you everything. But tonight, can we just pretend we're two normal people who found each other? I should insist. I should demand answers. I should remember that this man is dangerous, that his world is dangerous, that everything about this situation is one wrong move away from disaster. But I'm so tired of being careful. Okay, I say. Tonight, we're just two normal people. He kisses me again. Softer this time. Sweeter. A promise instead of a question. When we finally separate, he takes my hand and leads me upstairs. Not to my room. To his. And for the first time since I walked into Jade Lotus 8 days ago, I stop thinking about the future. I just let myself feel. I wake up in a bed that isn't mine. For a moment, I'm disoriented. The sheets are different. Darker. Softer. The light coming through the windows is wrong. Angled from a direction I don't recognize. And there's warmth beside me. A body. A presence. Then I remember. Joon. I turn my head slowly, carefully, like any sudden movement might shatter the moment. He's still asleep. His face is relaxed in a way I've never seen it before. The tension that lives in his jaw, the constant vigilance behind his eyes, all of it is gone. He looks younger like this. Softer. Almost innocent. I know better than to believe that. But watching him sleep, watching his chest rise and fall, watching his hand rest on the pillow inches from my face, I let myself pretend. Just for a moment. I let myself pretend we're two normal people who met in a normal way and fell asleep together because that's what normal people do. Then his eyes open. He's awake instantly. Not groggy, not confused. Just awake, alert, already scanning the room for threats before his gaze lands on me. Morning, I say. Something in his expression shifts. Softens. The vigilance fades, replaced by something warmer. Morning. His voice is rough with sleep. How long have you been watching me? Long enough to know you snore. I do not snore. A little. It's cute. He raises an eyebrow. Cute. Don't let it go to your head. He laughs. The sound is unexpected, genuine, and it does something to my chest. Something dangerous. How do you feel? He asks. Confused. The truth comes out before I can stop it. Happy. Scared. All of the above. That's a lot of feelings for this early in the morning. You asked. He reaches out, tucking a strand of hair behind my ear. The gesture is intimate. Familiar. Like we've been doing this for years instead of hours. I need to tell you something, he says. I know. You said last night. Everything. You were going to tell me everything. I was. He sits up, the sheet falling to his waist. I try not to stare at the tattoo that covers his chest. A dragon, I realize now. Intricate. Beautiful. The kind of art that takes years to complete. So tell me. He's quiet for a moment, gathering his thoughts, or maybe gathering his courage. My family has been in this business for 3 generations, he begins. My grandfather started it. He came to America with nothing. No money, no connections, no language. He built everything from the ground up. How? The way people built things back then. With his hands, his fists, his willingness to do what others wouldn't. Joon's jaw tightens. He wasn't a good man, Sasha. None of us are. But he was effective. He carved out a territory, created opportunities, protected people who had no one else to protect them. And your father? My father inherited the business when my grandfather died. He expanded it, made alliances, built relationships with other families, other organizations. By the time I was born, the Kang family was one of the most powerful in the city. I listen. I don't interrupt. I sense that if I do, he might stop talking altogether. I grew up knowing what my family did, Joon continues. I knew we weren't like other families. I knew my father's meetings were about things that couldn't be discussed at school. I knew the men who came to our house weren't salesmen or accountants. When did you get involved? I was always involved. From the moment I was born, I was being groomed to take over. My father made sure of that. His voice is flat, matter of fact. I learned to fight before I learned to read. I learned to negotiate before I learned to drive. By the time I was 18, I'd already done things that would put most people in prison for life. What kind of things? He looks at me. His eyes are dark, unreadable. Things I can't take back. Things that haunt me. Things I've never told anyone. He pauses. Are you sure you want to know? Yes. He takes a breath, lets it out slowly. When I was 19, my father sent me to handle a problem. A man who owed us money. A lot of money. He'd been given chances, warnings, extensions. But he kept making excuses, kept pushing back the deadline, kept thinking he could outrun his debts. What did you do? I found him. Joon's voice is quiet, controlled. I told him he had one more chance, one more day to pay what he owed. He laughed at me, called me a child playing at being a man, said my father was a fool for sending a boy to do a man's job. I feel cold. Even though the room is warm, even though the sheets are soft, I feel cold. What happened? I proved him wrong. The words hang in the air, heavy, final. Did you hurt him? I did what I had to do. Joon's jaw is tight. He didn't laugh at me again. He didn't laugh at anyone again. I should be horrified. I should be running. I should be doing anything other than sitting here, in his bed, listening to him confess to things I don't want to imagine. But I don't move. Why are you telling me this? I ask. Because you need to know who I am. What I am. He turns to face me fully. I'm not a good person, Sasha. I've hurt people. I've made choices that destroyed lives. I've done things that can never be forgiven. Do you want forgiveness? The question surprises him. I can see it in the way his eyes widen slightly, the way his breath catches. I don't know, he admits. I've never thought about it. Forgiveness isn't something people like me expect. What do you expect? Obedience, fear, respect, maybe, if I'm lucky. He reaches for my hand. His fingers are warm, strong. Not this, not you. What am I? Something I don't deserve. His thumb traces circles on my palm. Someone who looks at me like I'm human, like the things I've done don't define who I could be. Do they? Define you? He's quiet for a long moment. I used to think so, he says finally. I used to think I was exactly what my father raised me to be. A weapon, a leader, a man without softness or sentiment. But then what? Then you walked into a bar with a napkin and 4 words, and I started wondering if maybe I was wrong. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to process any of this. This man has just confessed to things that should terrify me, things that should send me running out the door and never looking back. But I don't feel terror. I feel something else. Something complicated. Something that looks a lot like understanding. I'm not going to pretend I'm okay with everything you've done, I say slowly. I can't. It goes against everything I believe in. I know. But I also know that people are more than the worst thing they've ever done. I squeeze his hand. You're more than your past, Joon. The fact that you're telling me this, that you're giving me a choice, that proves it. It doesn't change what I am. No, but it changes what you could be. I meet his eyes. If you wanted to be different, if you wanted to try. Something breaks in his expression. Something raw. Something I've never seen before. I don't know how to be different, he whispers. This is all I've ever known. Then learn. I reach up, cup his face in my hands. You learn to fight. You learn to lead. You learn to survive. You can learn this too. Learn what? How to be human. I pull his forehead to mine. How to feel things without breaking them. How to love someone without owning them. Sasha, I'm not saying it'll be easy. I'm not saying I can fix you or save you or any of that. But I can be here. I can try. If you let me. He's quiet. His breathing is unsteady. I can feel his pulse racing where my fingers rest against his neck. Why? He asks finally. Why would you do that? After everything I just told you. Because you looked sad, I say again. The same answer. The only answer that matters. Because you looked lonely. Because when I saw you in that bar, I saw someone who needed to be seen. And I've spent my whole life feeling invisible. I know what that's like. You're not invisible. His voice is fierce. Not to me. Never to me. Then don't be invisible either. I kiss him softly. Let me see you. All of you. Even the parts you're ashamed of. He kisses me back. Harder this time. Desperate. Like I'm air and has been drowning. When we finally break apart, his eyes are wet. I don't deserve you, he says. Maybe not. I smile. But you have me anyway. The next few days are different. Something has shifted between us. Something fundamental. We're not just two strangers thrown together by circumstance anymore. We're something else. Something I don't have a name for yet. Joon still disappears into his office for hours at a time. He still has meetings I'm not invited to, phone calls he takes in private, decisions he makes without consulting me. But now, when he emerges, he finds me, sits with me, talks to me about things that have nothing to do with the Seo family or the danger I'm in. He tells me about his sister, Yuna, how she was always the bright one, the hopeful one, the one who believed their family could be more than what it was. How he spent his entire life trying to protect her from the truth of what he does. How watching her heart break over the spy who pretended to love her almost destroyed him. He tells me about his mother. How she died when he was 16. How she was the only person who ever saw the good in his father, and how her death turned him into something unrecognizable. How sometimes, late at night, Joon still hears her voice telling him to be kind. He tells me about his dreams. Not the nightmares, though I can tell he has those too, but the other dreams. The ones where he walks away from everything, buys a house somewhere far from the city, lives a quiet life with someone he loves. Could you ever do that? I ask one night. We're in the garden on the roof, surrounded by Mrs. Cho's carefully tended flowers. The city glitters below us like a carpet of stars. Do what? Walk away. Leave all of this behind. He's quiet for a long moment. His hand finds mine in the darkness. I used to think I couldn't, he says. I used to think the business was my blood, my destiny, that I was born to lead and I'd die leading. And now I'm not so sure. He turns to look at me. You make me imagine things I never let myself imagine before. A life that isn't about power or territory or survival. A life that's just life. That sounds nice. It sounds impossible. But there's something in his voice. Something that sounds almost like hope. Then again, a lot of things I thought were impossible have happened lately. Like what? Like you. He pulls me closer. Like falling for a woman I barely know. Like trusting someone outside of my family. Like wanting something more than just victory. I lean into him. His arm wraps around my shoulders. Solid. Warm. Safe. What do you want? I ask. You. The word is simple. Satan. I want you, Sasha. I want to wake up next to you. I want to fall asleep with you in my arms. I want to build something with you that isn't built on blood and fear. That's a big want. I know. He presses a kiss to my temple, but I've never wanted anything small. I smile into the darkness. My heart feels full, fuller than it's been in years, maybe ever. I want that too, I admit, even though it scares me, even though I don't know how it could possibly work. We'll figure it out. You sound so confident. I am confident. He tilts my chin up, making me look at him. I've built empires out of nothing. I've survived things that should have destroyed me. Figuring out how to be happy with you. That's the easiest challenge I've ever faced. You're ridiculous. I'm serious. He kisses me. Slow. Deep. The kind of kiss that makes promises. You're stuck with me now, Sasha Brooks. I hope you know that. I think I can live with that. Good. He kisses me again. Because I'm not letting you go. On my 15th day in the house, everything changes. It starts normally. Breakfast with Mrs. Cho. Coffee in the garden. A lazy morning spent reading in the library while Beans naps on my lap. Then Joon comes home. He's been out since early morning. A meeting, he said. Something important. He didn't tell me the details and I didn't ask. We've established a rhythm now. He does what he has to do. I trust him to tell me what I need to know. But when he walks through the door, I can tell something is wrong. His face is pale. His jaw is tight. There's a tension in his shoulders I haven't seen since that first night. Joon. I set down my book. Beans meows in protest. What happened? He doesn't answer. Just walks past me, toward his office. Joon. I follow him. He's standing behind his desk, hands braced on the surface, head bowed. Talk to me, I say. What's going on? The Seo family. His voice is rough. They made a move. My blood runs cold. What kind of move? They took someone. One of my people. A man named Do-hun. He's been with me for 10 years. Joon's hands clench into fists. They grabbed him this morning. They're using him as leverage. Leverage for what? For you. The word hits me like a bullet. Me. Joon finally looks up. His eyes are haunted. Furious. They want to trade. Do-hun for you. He laughs. It's a broken sound. They're giving me 48 hours to decide. Joon. I'm not doing it. He slams his hand on the desk. I won't. They can threaten whatever they want. They can take whoever they want. But I'm not giving you to them. But your man. Do-hun knew the risks when he joined this family. He knew that capture was always a possibility. He knew. Joon's voice breaks. He knew what I would have to do. I stare at him. The anguish on his face. The impossible choice laid out before him. There has to be another way, I say. There isn't. There's always another way. You told me you've survived things that should have destroyed you. You told me you've built empires out of nothing. So build a way out of this. It's not that simple. Then make it simple. I walk toward him. Take his hands in mine. Force him to look at me. I'm not going to let a man die because of me. And I'm not going to let you sacrifice your soul to protect me. My soul was sacrificed a long time ago. I don't believe that. I squeeze his hands. The man who told me his dreams of walking away, the man who kisses me like I'm the most precious thing he's ever held, that man still has a soul, and I'm not going to let you destroy it. Joon stares at me. Something shifts in his expression. Something that looks almost like wonder. What do you suggest? He asks quietly. I don't know yet, but we have 48 hours. I meet his eyes. Let's use them. The next 2 days are a blur. Joon calls in every favor he has. His people work around the clock, tracking the Seo family's movements, looking for weaknesses, searching for any opportunity to get Do-hun back without giving them what they want. I help where I can. It's not much. I'm not a strategist. I'm not a fighter. But I can listen. I can support. I can make sure Joon eats and sleeps, even if it's only for a few hours at a time. Mina's attitude toward me shifts. She stops being cold, starts being something else. Respectful, maybe, or at least less hostile. You could have run, she says to me on the second night. We're in the kitchen, both of us running on caffeine and adrenaline. When you found out they wanted you, you could have disappeared. Where would I go? Anywhere. Anywhere that isn't here. She studies me. Most people would. Most people wouldn't stick around to help save a stranger. Do-hun isn't a stranger to Joon. No, but he's a stranger to you. She tilts her head. Why do you care? I think about the question. Really think about it. Because Joon cares, I say finally. Because this is tearing him apart. Because I can't stand by and watch someone I love suffer when there's something I can do to help. Mina's eyes widen slightly. You love him. The word surprises me too. But once it's out, I know it's true. Yes, I say. I love him. She's quiet for a long moment. Then, slowly, she nods. Good, she says. He needs someone to love him. Someone who isn't afraid of what he is. Are you afraid of him? I'm afraid for him. She looks toward the office, where Joon is still working. He carries so much. The family, the business, the weight of every decision, every sacrifice. He's been alone with it for so long. He's not alone anymore. No. She looks back at me, almost smiles. He's not. On the morning of the 48th hour, Joon calls everyone together. The living room is full. Mina, Mrs. Cho, Sun the driver, a dozen other people I've seen around the house but never spoken to. All of them looking at Joon with the same expression. Trust, loyalty, fear. We found them, Joon says. The Seo family is holding Do-hun in a warehouse in the industrial district. We move tonight. What's the plan? One of the men asks. Small team. Surgical strike. We go in. We get Do-hun. We get out. Joon's voice is calm. Controlled. Minimal casualties. No unnecessary risks. And the Seo family, what if they're expecting us? They are expecting us. Joon's jaw tightens. That's why we're not giving them what they expect. He looks at me. Something passes between us. A silent conversation. A question and an answer. Sasha, he says, can I speak to you privately? I nod. Follow him out of the living room. Into his office. He closes the door behind us. You're going to use me, I say. It's not a question. Not as bait. Not as a hostage. But yes. He takes my hands. The Seo family expects me to either give you up or come in shooting. They are prepared for both. What they are not prepared for is a distraction. What kind of distraction? You call them. From a location that looks like you've escaped my protection. You offer to tie yourself in exchange for Do-hun's release. He holds up a hand before I can protest. You won't actually meet them. It's just a diversion. While they're focused on you, my team goes in through the back. And if they see through it, they won't. You're too valuable. They've been obsessed with getting you since that night at the bar. His grip tightens on my hands. But Sasha, if you're not comfortable with this, I won't ask you to do it. I'll find another way. I think about it. The risk, the fear, the possibility that something could go wrong. Then I think about Do-hun, a man I've never met. A man who's been loyal to Joon for 10 years. A man who's suffering right now because of something I did. I'll do it, I say. You're sure? I'm sure. I step closer, press my forehead to his. We're in this together, remember. Your fight is my fight. Sasha. I love you, I say. The words come out easier than I expected. I love you, and I'm not going to let fear stop me from protecting the people you care about. He's silent. His breathing is unsteady. When he speaks, his voice is thick. I love you too. He cups my face in his hands. I should have said it before. I should have said it 100 times. But I was scared. Scared of what? Of losing you. Of caring too much. Of letting someone into my heart and watching them be destroyed because of who I am. You're not going to lose me. I kiss him softly. And I'm not going to be destroyed. We're going to get through this. Together. He kisses me back. Harder. Deeper. A kiss that tastes like fear and hope and love all tangled together. When we pull apart, his eyes are clear. Determined. Together, he says. Together. The warehouse district at night is a maze of shadows. I'm in a car 3 blocks away, phone in my hand, heart pounding so hard I can feel it in my throat. Sung is in the driver's seat, engine running, ready to move at a moment's notice. Through the window, I can see the glow of the city in the distance, a reminder that normal life is still happening somewhere out there. People are eating dinner, watching TV, going to sleep without knowing that a woman they've never met is about to do something incredibly stupid. Or incredibly brave. I'm not sure which. My phone buzzes. A text from Joon. Team in position. Ready when you are. I take a breath. Let it out slowly. Then I dial the number Joon gave me. It rings twice before someone answers. Who is this? The voice is male. Cold. Accented in a way I can't quite place. My name is Sasha Brooks. My voice doesn't shake. Small miracle. I understand you've been looking for me. Silence. Then a laugh. Low and unpleasant. Miss Brooks. What a surprise. The voice warms, but not in a friendly way. We were beginning to think Mr. Kang would never let you out of his sight. He didn't. I escaped. Did you now? I don't want anyone else to get hurt because of me. I grip the phone tighter. Your man, Do-hun. Let him go, and I'll turn myself in. Another silence. Longer this time. I can almost hear him thinking, calculating, weighing the risks. Where are you? He asks finally. Not far. I'll give you a location once I have proof Do-hun is alive. You're not in a position to make demands, Miss Brooks. I'm not making demands. I'm making an offer. I force steel into my voice. You want me. I'm offering to come willingly. All I ask is that you let an innocent man go. Do-hun is hardly innocent. He's innocent of whatever you're punishing him for. He doesn't know anything about me. He can't give you any leverage you don't already have. The man on the other end is quiet. I can hear voices in the background, muffled, conferring. Very well, he says finally. I'll send you proof of life. Then we'll discuss location. The line goes dead. I exhale. My hands are shaking now. The adrenaline is wearing off, leaving behind something cold and queasy. My phone buzzes again. A video this time. I open it. The quality is grainy, shot on a phone in bad lighting. But I can make out the figure tied to a chair. A man, maybe 40, with blood on his face and bruises blooming across his cheekbones. He looks into the camera. His eyes are tired but defiant. Don't come for me, he says. His voice is hoarse. Whatever they are asking, don't. The video cuts off. I stare at the screen. This man, this stranger, he's suffering because of a choice I made. A choice to save someone I didn't know. A choice that rippled outward in ways I never could have predicted. I text the video to Joon. Then I wait. His response comes 30 seconds later. Got it. Team moving now. Stay where you are. I want to argue. I want to be there. To see it happen. To know that my distraction actually worked. But I know better. I know that the best thing I can do right now is stay out of the way. So I wait. The minutes crawl by. 5, 10, 15. Each one feels like an hour. Sang is silent beside me. His hands are steady on the wheel. His eyes fixed on the rearview mirror. Watching for threats. Ready to move. Have you worked for Joon long? I ask. I need to talk. I need something to fill the silence. 8 years. His voice is deeper than I expected. Gravelly. Do you like it? He considers the question. Like is not the right word. I am loyal. That is enough. Why? Because he owned it. Sung glances at me briefly. Mr. Kang is not like other men in this business. He does not waste lives. He does not make decisions from anger or pride. He thinks. He plans. He protects. And that's Ray. In this world, yes. He returns his gaze to the mirror. Very Ray. I think about that. About the man I've come to know over the past 2 weeks. The man who makes tea and keeps books and dreams of walking away from everything. The man who holds me like I'm precious. Who kisses me like I'm air. Who told me his darkest secrets and didn't look away when I didn't run. He's not a good man. He's told me that himself. But maybe good isn't the only thing that matters. Maybe what matters is trying. Growing. Becoming something better than what you were. My phone buzzes. Dohan secure. Coming to you now. Relief floods through me. So intense it's almost painful. They got him, I say. They got him. Sung nods. His expression doesn't change. But something in his posture relaxes. Just slightly. Good, he says. Mr. Kang will be pleased. 10 minutes later, another car pulls up beside us. Black. Sleek. The back door opens, and Joon steps out. I'm out of the car before I can think. Running toward him. Throwing myself into his arms. He catches me. Holds me tight. His face is buried in my hair, and I can feel his heart pounding against my chest. You did it. I breathe. It worked. Because of you. He pulls back just enough to look at me. His eyes are bright. Fierce. You were incredible. I was terrified. That's what makes it incredible. He cups my face. Kisses me hard. Bravery isn't the absence of fear. It's doing what needs to be done despite it. Is Dohan okay? He will be. They roughed him up, but nothing permanent. Joon's jaw tightens. The Seo family will pay for what they did. But not tonight. Tonight, we go home. Home. The word settles into my chest. Warm. Right. Yeah, I say. Let's go home. The next few days are quiet. Do-hun recovers in one of the guest rooms, tended by a private doctor Joon brought in. I visit him once, to introduce myself, to apologize for being the reason he was taken. He waves off the apology. I've been in this life for 20 years, he says. His face is still bruised, but his eyes are kind. I've been captured before. I'll probably be captured again. It's the nature of the business. That doesn't make it okay. No, but it makes it expected. He studies me with a curiosity that makes me uncomfortable. You're different. Different how? Most people who get involved with Mr. Kang, they want something. Power, money, protection. But you. He tilts his head. You just wanted to help. I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Or the right place at the right time. He smiles. It transforms his face, makes him look younger despite the bruises. Mr. Kang is different since you arrived. Lighter, more hopeful. I've known him for 10 years, and I've never seen him like this. Like what? Like he believes in something again. Do-hun leans back against his pillows. Don't let go of him, Miss Brooks. Men like him need someone to believe in them. Without it, they become the monsters everyone expects them to be. The words stay with me long after I leave his room. A week later, Joon takes me somewhere. He won't tell me where. Just says to dress warmly and be ready by sunset. I put on jeans, a sweater, the leather jacket Mrs. Cho found for me somewhere. Joon is waiting by the door, dressed casually in a way I've never seen him before. Dark jeans, a grey Henley that clings to his shoulders. No suit, no armor. He looks almost normal. Almost like a man who doesn't have enemies in every shadow. Ready? He asks. Ready for what? You'll see. We drive for an hour. Out of the city. Up into the hills. The roads get narrower, windier. The lights of Los Angeles fade behind us until all that's left is darkness and stars. Finally, Joon pulls off onto a dirt road. Parks beside a fence. Gets out. I follow him. The air is cold up here. Crisp. Clean in a way the city never is. Where are we? My mother's favorite place. He reaches for my hand. Laces his fingers through mine. She used to bring me here when I was a child. Before everything. Before my father's world consumed us both. We walk along a path I can barely see. Up a hill. Through a grove of trees. And then we emerge onto a cliff. And I stop breathing. The view is incredible. The entire valley spread out below us, glittering with distant lights. The sky above is infinite, scattered with more stars than I've ever seen. Joon, I whisper. It's beautiful. She used to say this was where the world made sense. He stands beside me, still holding my hand, where you could see the big picture, where all the small problems seemed small again. Do you come here often? Not anymore. Not since she died. He's quiet for a moment. I couldn't. It hurt too much. Then why now? He turns to look at me. In the starlight, his face is soft, open in a way I've rarely seen. Because I wanted to share it with you. He reaches up, tucks a strand of hair behind my ear. Because for the first time in 20 years, being here doesn't hurt. It feels like hope. My eyes are burning. I blink hard. I will not cry. I will not. What kind of hope? Hope that I can be more than what my father made me. Hope that I can build something instead of just destroying things. Hope that I can have a life that isn't defined by blood and fear. He pulls something from his pocket. Small. Square. I can't see what it is in the darkness. I know it's fast, he says. I know we've only known each other a few weeks. I know there are 1,000 reasons why this is crazy. My heart is pounding. My palms are sweating. Joon. But I also know that I've spent my entire life waiting for someone who could see me. Really see me. And you do. He opens the box. Inside, something glitters. You see the monster and you see the man. And you choose to believe in the man. That's a gift I don't know how to repay. It's a ring. Simple. Elegant. A single diamond set in a band of white gold. This was my mother's, Joon says. My father gave it to her on their first anniversary. She wore it every day until she died. Joon, I can't. I'm not asking you to marry me. He closes my hand around the box. Not yet. I'm asking you to keep this. To think about what it means. To consider whether you could spend your life with a man who doesn't know how to be good but is willing to learn. I stare at the ring in my palm. My mother's voice echoes in my head. Sasha, you can't save everyone. But maybe I don't need to save everyone. Maybe I just need to save one person. And maybe that person saves me right back. I don't need to think about it, I say. Something flickers in Joon's eyes. Fear. Hope. Both at once. What do you mean? I mean I already know. I look up at him. Meet his gaze. Let him see everything I'm feeling. Yes. 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 I'll keep the ring. Yes. I'll think about what it means. Yes, I'll consider spending my life with you. I step closer, press my palm to his chest, over his heart. And yes, someday, when you're ready to ask the real question, the answer will be yes. He stares at me. Something breaks in his expression. Something that looks like joy. Then he's kissing me. Hard and desperate and full of all the things he can't find words for. His arms wrap around me, lifting me off my feet, spinning me in the cold night air until I'm dizzy with happiness. When he finally sets me down, we're both breathless, both laughing, both crying, though neither of us will admit it. I love you, he says. I love you so much it terrifies me. Good. I pull him down for another kiss. Be terrified. It means you have something to lose. I have everything to lose. He presses his forehead to mine, and for the first time in my life, that doesn't feel like a weakness. It feels like strength. We stand there on the cliff, holding each other, watching the stars wheel overhead. The city glitters in the distance. Somewhere out there, danger still lurks. The Seo family hasn't been defeated, only set back. There will be more fights, more threats, more impossible choices. But right now, in this moment, none of that matters. Right now, there's just us. Two broken people who found each other in the most unlikely way. Two lonely souls who finally have someone to hold on to. Right now, there's just love. And that's enough. 3 months later, I stand in front of a mirror I don't recognize. The dress is white, simple but elegant. A neckline that dips just low enough to be interesting, sleeves that fall off my shoulders, a skate that floats when I move. Mrs. Cho spent 3 hours on my hair, twisting it into something soft and romantic, scattered with tiny white flowers. I don't look like myself. I look like someone from a fairy tale, a princess about to meet her prince. Except my prince is a mafia boss, and our fairy tale is written in blood and fire and impossible choices. But it's ours, and that makes it beautiful. There's a knock at the door. Come in. Mina enters. She's wearing a deep burgundy dress that makes her look almost soft, almost approachable. She's been different these past few months. Warmer, less suspicious. I think she's finally accepted that I'm not going anywhere. He's ready, she says. Are you? As ready as I'll ever be. She studies me for a moment. Then, unexpectedly, she smiles. You know, when you first arrived, I thought you were going to be his downfall. I thought you were going to distract him, weaken him, get him killed. And now I think you might be the only reason he survives. She straightens my necklace, a delicate chain with his mother's ring hanging from it. You make him better, Sasha. You make him want to be better. That's not a weakness. That's a gift. Thank you, Mina. Don't thank me yet. Her smile turns wry. You're about to marry into a crime family. The hard part hasn't even started. I laugh. It feels good. Real. I think I can handle it. I know you can. She squeezes my hand. That's why I'm finally glad he found you. She leaves. I turn back to the mirror. Take one last look at the woman staring back at me. She doesn't look scared anymore. She doesn't look invisible. She looks like someone who found her place in the world, even if that place is dangerous and complicated and nothing like she ever imagined. She looks like someone who's ready to begin. The ceremony is small. We're in the garden on the roof, surrounded by Mrs. Cho's flowers. The sun is setting, painting everything in shades of gold and pink. A few dozen people are gathered. Joon's most trusted people. Do-hun, still healing but insisting on being here. Mina, trying not to cry. Mrs. Cho, definitely crying. And at the end of the aisle, waiting for me, is Joon. He's wearing a dark suit, perfectly tailored. His hair is pushed back from his face, and his eyes are fixed on me with an intensity that makes my knees weak. I walk toward him. Each step feels like a mile. Each step brings me closer to a future I never could have imagined. When I reach him, he takes my hands. His grip is warm, Steady. Satan. You came, he says softly. Did you think I wouldn't? I thought I might wake up, realize this was all a dream. It's not a dream. I squeeze his hands. It's real. We're real. The officiant speaks. Words about love and commitment and partnership. I barely hear them. I'm too busy looking at Joon. Too busy memorizing the way he looks right now, in this moment, with the sunset behind him and tears in his eyes. Do you, Joon Kang, take this woman to be your wife? I do. His voice is rough, thick with emotion. I do, with everything I am and everything I hope to become. And do you, Sasha Brooks, take this man to be your husband? I think about all the reasons I shouldn't. The danger, the violence, the world I'm marrying into. Then I think about all the reasons I should. The love, the hope, the man who looked at me like I was the only light in his darkness. I do, I say, with everything I am and everything we'll build together. Then by the power vested in me, I pronounce you husband and wife. The officiant smiles. You may kiss the bride. Joon doesn't hesitate. He pulls me into his arms, cups my face in his hands, and kisses me like I'm the air he needs to breathe. Everyone cheers. Mrs. Cho sobs. Somewhere behind us, I hear Do-han laughing, but I don't pay attention to any of it. I'm too lost in this kiss, this moment, this man who somehow became my whole world. When we finally break apart, Joon is smiling, really smiling, the kind of smile that transforms his whole face. Hello, wife, he says. Hello, husband. Ready to spend the rest of your life with a monster. I reach up, trace the line of his jaw with my fingertips. You're not a monster, I say. You're just a man who was never taught how to be gentle. But you're learning, and I'll be here for every lesson. He kisses me again, softer this time, a promise instead of a declaration. I love you, Sasha Kang. My new name. It sounds strange, foreign, but also right. I love you too, Joon. I press my forehead to his. Now let's go start our happily ever after. He laughs, takes my hand, leads me through the cheering crowd toward the rest of our lives. It won't be easy. It won't be safe. It won't be anything like the fairy tales I read as a child. But it will be ours. And that's the only happily ever after I need. 1 year later, I wake up to sunlight streaming through windows I've come to think of as mine. The bed is warm, soft. Joon's arm is draped across my waist, his chest pressed against my back, his breath slow and steady against my neck. He's still asleep. He sleeps better now than he used to. Deeper, longer, like his body finally believes it's safe enough to rest. I lie still for a moment, listening to him breathe, feeling the rise and fall of his chest. This is my favorite part of the day. These quiet moments before the world intrudes, before the phone calls start, before the responsibilities pile up. Just us. Just this. Just peace. Beans is curled at the foot of the bed, a fat orange ball of fur who has somehow become the most spoiled cat in Los Angeles. He opens one eye when I shift, yawns elaborately, and goes back to sleep. Some things never change. I slip out of bed carefully, trying not to wake Joon. He needs the rest. The past few months have been intense. Negotiations with the Seo family, territory agreements, the slow, painful process of transitioning the Kang organization toward more legitimate enterprises. It's not complete. It might never be complete. But it's progress. And progress is all I can ask for. I pull on a robe and pad downstairs to the kitchen. Mrs. Cho is already there, as always, preparing breakfast with the quiet efficiency that defines her. Good morning, Mrs. Kang, she says without turning around. Mrs. Kang. A year later, and it still gives me a little thrill every time I hear it. Good morning, Mrs. Cho. Is there coffee? Already made. She gestures toward the pot. Mr. Kang had a late night. I assume he's still sleeping. He is. I wanted to let him rest. Mrs. Cho nods approvingly. She's always approved of me taking care of June. I think she sees it as a joint mission. The two of us, working together to keep this man alive and functioning. I pour myself a cup of coffee and sit at the kitchen island. Through the window, I can see the garden on the roof. The flowers are in full bloom. Roses and chrysanthemums and something purple I can never remember the name of. Mrs. Cho's masterpiece. Any news? I ask. Mina called. She said the meeting with the Lim family went well. They've agreed to the terms. I nod. The Lim family is one of the smaller organizations in the city. They've been neutral for years, staying out of the conflict between the Kang and Seo families. But neutrality isn't sustainable forever. Eventually, everyone has to choose a side. They chose ours. Anything else? Your sister called. I freeze, coffee cup halfway to my lips. My sister. A woman named Tanya Brooks. She said she's been trying to reach you for weeks. Tanya, my younger sister, the one I haven't spoken to in almost 3 years. The one who cut me off after our mother died because she blamed me for not being there at the end. I didn't even know she had this number. What did she say? Just that she wanted to talk. She left a number. Mrs. Cho sets a piece of paper on the counter. I told her you would call when you were ready. I stare at the number. My sister's handwriting, transcribed by Mrs. Cho's neat script. A connection to a past I thought I'd left behind. Thank you, I say quietly. Mrs. Cho nods and returns to her cooking. She knows when not to pry. It's one of the things I appreciate most about her. I tuck the number into my robe pocket and try to focus on my coffee. But my mind is elsewhere. Thinking about Tanya, about our mother, about all the bridges I've burned and all the ones I might still be able to rebuild. Footsteps on the stairs. I look up to see June descending, dressed in sweatpants and a t-shirt, hair still messy from sleep. He looks soft like this. Approachable. Nothing like the man who commands rooms with a glance. You left, he says, coming up behind me, wrapping his arms around my waist. You were sleeping. I didn't want to wake you. I always know when you leave. He presses a kiss to my neck. The bed gets cold. Romantic. Factual. He reaches past me for the coffee pot, pours himself a cup. Any news? The Lim meeting went well, and I hesitate. My sister called. June goes still. He knows about Tanya. I've told him everything. All the painful details. All the years of silence. What did she want? I don't know. She left a number. Are you going to call her? I trace the rim of my coffee cup. I don't know. Maybe. I need to think about it. June sets down his cup, takes my face in his hands, makes me look at him. Whatever you decide, he says. I'm here. If you want to call her, I'll sit beside you. If you want to ignore her, I'll support that too. If you want to fly to wherever she is and have it out face to face, I'll charter a plane. I laugh despite myself. You'd charter a plane. I'd buy an airline if it would make you happy. That seems excessive. That's kind of my thing. He kisses me softly. Excessive devotion to my wife. My wife. He says it like it's the most natural thing in the world. Like it's the only title that matters. I love you, I say. I love you too. He pulls back, but keeps hold of my hand. Now, what do you want for breakfast? Later that morning, I stand on the roof garden, phone in my hand, staring at the number. The city spreads out below me. A year ago, I was down there, invisible, alone, working a job I hated, living a life that felt like waiting for something that would never come. Now I'm up here, visible, loved, building something that matters with someone who matters. It's strange how quickly everything can change. I dial the number. It rings once, twice, 3 times. I'm about to hang up when someone answers. Hello. The voice is familiar, older, tired, but unmistakably Tanya. It's me, I say. It's Sasha. Silence. Long enough that I think she might have hung up. Then, quietly, I didn't think you'd call. Neither did I. More silence. The weight of 3 years pressing down on the connection. I'm sorry, Tanya says finally, for what I said. After Mom died, I was angry and scared and I took it out on you. You blamed me for not being there. I know. I was wrong. Her voice cracks. You were there for her more than anyone. You gave up everything. I was hurting, and I needed someone to hold back. I close my eyes. The old wound throbs, but it doesn't bleed the way it used to. I understand, I say. I was angry too. At her, at you, at myself, at the whole goddamn universe for taking her from us. I miss her. Me too. We're both crying now. I can hear it in her voice. I can feel it in mine. Where are you? She asks. I tried to find you. Your old apartment was empty. The bar said you quit. It's like you just disappeared. I kind of did. I look out over the city. It's a long story. I have time. I think about how to explain. How to compress the past year into something that makes sense. The bar. The note. The man. The danger. The love. I met someone, I say. His complicated, but good. His good for me. Are you happy? The question catches me off guard. Such a simple thing to ask. Such a complicated thing to answer. Yes, I say finally. I'm happy. For the first time in a long time, I'm actually happy. Then I'm glad. Tanya's voice is warm, genuine. That's all I wanted to know. That you're okay. That you found something worth holding on to. I did. I wipe my eyes. What about you? Are you okay? I'm getting there. I started therapy after you left. Realized I had a lot of stuff to work through. Not just about Mom. About Dad. About growing up the way we did. That's good. That's really good. It's hard, but it's worth it. She pauses. Maybe we could. I don't know. Try again. Not pretend the last 3 years didn't happen, but maybe start fresh. Start fresh. The idea feels impossibly fragile, like holding a soap bubble, beautiful but easily destroyed. But also possible. Terrifyingly, wonderfully possible. I'd like that, I say. I'd really like that. Yeah. Yeah. I can hear her smile through the phone. Okay then. Fresh start. Fresh start. But you have to promise to tell me about this complicated man of yours. I laugh. It's going to take a while. I've got nothing but time. We talk for another hour. About nothing and everything. About the years we missed and the years ahead. It's not perfect. There are awkward silences and painful moments and things we both carefully avoid. But it's a start. When I finally hang up, I feel lighter. Like a weight I didn't know I was carrying has been lifted. Joon finds me still standing on the roof, staring at the sky. How did it go? He asks. Better than I expected. I lean into him when he wraps his arm around me. She wants to try again. To rebuild what we lost. And you? I want that too. I look up at him. Is that crazy? After everything? No. He kisses my forehead. That's called hope. And it's the least crazy thing in the world. 6 months after that, I stand in a hospital room, holding my sister's hand. She's in labor. 14 hours and counting. Her husband, Marcus, is on her other side, looking like he might pass out at any moment. The doctors and nurses move around us with practiced efficiency, monitoring vital signs, checking progress, preparing for what comes next. I can't do this, Tanya gasps between contractions. I changed my mind. I don't want to be a mom anymore. Too late, I say. You're stuck now. You're the worst sister ever. Love you too. She screams through another contraction. squeezes my hand so hard I think she might break it. Marcus looks like he's about to cry. Almost there. The doctor says, "One more push." Tanya pushes, screams, collapses back against the pillows. And then there's another sound. A new sound. Small and furious and absolutely perfect. A baby's cry. "It's a girl," the doctor announces, placing the tiny, squirming bundle on Tanya's chest. Tanya bursts into tears. Marcus bursts into tears. I burst into tears. Even the nurses look a little misty. "She's beautiful," I whisper. And she is. Red-faced and wrinkled and covered in stuff I don't want to think about. But beautiful. The most beautiful thing I've ever seen. "Do you want to hold her?" Tanya asks. I take the baby carefully, cradling her against my chest. She's so small, so fragile, so full of potential. "Hi there," I say softly. "I'm your Aunt Sasha. I'm going to spoil you absolutely rotten." The baby opens her eyes. They are dark, unfocused, but somehow they seem to look right at me. "What's her name?" I ask. Tanya and Marcus exchange a look. Something passes between them. A decision made. "Grace," Tanya says. "After Mom." Grace. My mother's middle name. The name she always said she wished she'd been given. It's perfect. I manage through the lump in my throat. She would have loved it. "I know." Tanya reaches out, touches my arm. "I wanted you to know. You're her godmother. If you want to be." I stare at her. "Really? Really? You're my sister. You're the strongest person I know. And I want my daughter to grow up knowing she has someone like you in her corner." I look down at Grace, this tiny human who doesn't know anything yet, who has her whole life ahead of her, who will grow up in a world full of danger and beauty and impossible choices. "Yes," I say. "I would be honored." Later, after Tanya falls asleep and Marcus takes the baby for feeding, I step into the hallway. Joon is waiting there, just like he promised. "Well," he asks. "She's perfect," I say. "Absolutely perfect." He pulls me into his arms, holds me while I cry, doesn't ask why I'm crying or try to make it stop, just holds me. "I want one," I whisper into his chest. He goes still. "What?" "A baby. I want a baby." I pull back to look at him. I know it's crazy. I know our life is dangerous. I know there are 1,000 reasons why it's a bad idea. But I want one. I want to build a family with you. Joon stays at me. His expression is unreadable. For a moment, I think I've made a mistake. Gone too far. Asked for too much. Then he smiles. Slow and wide and full of joy. "Okay," he says. "Okay. Okay." He kisses me. "Let's make a baby." I laugh. Cry. Kiss him back. "I love you," I say. "I love you too." He takes my hand. "Now let's go home and start practicing." 1 year after that, I'm sitting in the garden on the roof, watching the sunset, when I feel it. A flutter, low in my belly, like butterfly wings. My hand moves automatically to my stomach, to the small but unmistakable curve that's appeared over the past few months, to the life growing inside me. The baby kicks again, stronger this time. "Hey there," I whisper. I felt that. Another kick, like a response. I smile, lean back in my chair, let myself feel it all. The joy, the fear, the overwhelming love for someone I haven't even met yet. Footsteps behind me. Joon appears, carrying 2 cups of tea. He sets one beside me and lowers himself into the adjacent chair. "How are my girls?" he asks. "We're good. She's kicking up a storm today." "She gets that from you." "I don't kick people." "You kicked me last night, in your sleep." "That doesn't count." He laughs, reaches over, places his hand on my belly. The baby kicks again, right against his palm. "She knows her daddy," I say. "She knows my voice." He leans down, speaks directly to my stomach. "Hello in there. This is your father. I just want you to know that I love you very much and I'm going to spend the rest of my life keeping you safe. The baby kicks again. Joon grins. She agrees. She probably just has hiccups. No, she definitely agrees. We have an understanding. I roll my eyes but can't stop smiling. This man. This ridiculous, dangerous, wonderful man. What are you thinking about? He asks. Everything. I look out over the city. How much has changed? How different my life is now compared to 2 years ago. How I never could have imagined any of this. Good different or bad different? Good. I turn to look at him. Definitely good. He takes my hand, laces his fingers through mine. The ring on my finger catches the last of the sunlight. I have something to tell you, he says. What? The Seo family agreed to a permanent truce. As of this morning. No more conflict. No more threats. It's over. I stare at him. Over? Really over? Really over? He squeezes my hand. I wanted to wait until it was official before I told you. I didn't want to get your hopes up. Joon. I don't have words. I don't know what to say. After everything we've been through. All the fear. All the danger. All the sleepless nights wondering if this would ever end. It's over, he says again. We're safe. Our daughter is safe. We can finally live without looking over our shoulders. I burst into tears. Again. Pregnancy has turned me into a crying machine. Joon pulls me into his arms as best he can with my belly between us. Holds me while I sob. Happy tears? He asks. The happiest. I wipe my eyes. God, I'm such a mess. You're beautiful. I'm huge and hormonal and I cry at commercials. Beautiful, he insists. The most beautiful woman I've ever seen. I laugh through my tears. Kiss him. Let myself believe that maybe, finally, we found our way to the other side. So what now? I ask. Now we live. He places his hand on my belly again. We raise our daughter. We build something good. We try to be better than what came before. That sounds nice. It sounds like everything. He looks at me with those dark eyes, the ones that saw me from the very beginning, the ones that still see me now. You gave me this, Sasha. All of it. A life I never thought I could have. A love I never thought I deserved. A future I never dared to imagine. You gave me the same thing. Then I guess we're even. I shake my head. We're not even. We're together. That's better than even. He smiles. That real smile. The one he only shows me. Together, he agrees. Always. The sun sets over the city. The stars come out one by one. And somewhere below us, millions of people go about their lives, never knowing that two broken souls found each other in the most unlikely way. A note on a napkin. For words that changed everything. Don't drink this. Leave. I didn't know then what I know now. That saving him would save me too. That his darkness would make room for my light. That together, we would build something neither of us could have built alone. But I know it now. And I wouldn't change a single thing.